lower side sheet caps removed. Outer sheets welded to the mud ring. Stay bolts removed. Rivets removed. Finished removal of the old lower side sheets. Crank pins cleaned and inspected. Removed grease cellars for inspection. Axes and journal boxes cleaned and lubricated. Roller bearings drained and new lubricants added. Locomotive moved and turned. 140 new mud ring rivets purchased. 4 new steel sawhorses created. Air tanks removed. Water side of outer sheets needle cleaned. Mud ring needle cleaned and ground smooth. Apexular boiler protectant applied to the water side of the outer sheets and top of the mud ring. New lower side sheets formed and delivered. New lower side sheets trimmed, drilled, and countersunk. Mud ring holes reamed. Sleeve welds needle cleaned and inspected. Threads of 444 caps and sleeves chased. Sleeve sockets were cleaned of any scale or corrosion. 2 8x12-inch outer firebox side sheet sections were removed for replacement due to slight cracking. Additional piping and sheet metal removed as needed. After all stay bolt and rivet holes were drilled out, the next step was to have our friends at the Midwest Railway Preservation Society sandblast the plate to remove the mill scale. We then masked off the bottom of the plate as seen by the blue masking tape where it makes contact with the mud ring, and applied the Apexular boiler protectant to the water side of the sheet. We then lifted the side sheet up into the firebox for the final time. Let's watch how this process was done.
Yep, watch your fingers on the edges. Yep. Yep, so you'll want to get ready to put back on it. Yep. Yep. And then the minute it clears the way, you're able to swing it. There we go. Okay. The ball will just make the clamps kind of snug. Just touch the metal. Pull it a little tighter. Okay.
You go down just a fraction.
Yeah, we don't want to crank them in, Paul, because he's going to drop the plate and
Yeah,
adjust.
I just have to.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Yeah, you just swing the water. Yeah. Just doesn't swing back and hit them. And they'll use pry bars to move the plate.
With the new plate firmly being held in place by bolts down at the mud ring where the rivets will eventually be driven, you may have noticed some discoloring here in areas on the plate. And this is due to the fact that while the plate's curvature when it was made was very close to the old one, there still needed to be some fine adjustments done. To do that, heat is applied to those areas, and then either using a sledgehammer or using a hydraulic press, the plate is bent just ever so slightly to get it flush where the old plate now will meet the new one, in preparation for that full penetrating weld that will be done here in the near future. Behind me here, everyone, is our stoker mechanism, which we've relocated from our storage container to inside the roundhouse here at stall 2, where we will disassemble, check, lubricate, paint, and test everything before we install it back into the tender.
Another task we performed was to remove 3 of the 4 ash pan supports,
as they had deteriorated to the point of needing replaced. Additionally, the center grate supports were needle cleaned, as well as the ash pan hopper. The center sections of the driving axles were also cleaned.